And now we are in it. Birth by Sleep officially go. Start the clock, ladies and gentlemen. A Keyblade! Ha! A Keyblade! A Keyblade! Yeah, when they wrote this game in 2008, they were going, hey, you know what we're gonna do in that cell phone game that comes out in 2015 on smartphone devices that don't exist yet? We're gonna tell a story that takes place thousands of years in the future where Ven's zombie corpse is walking around as a grandpa or whatever. I'm sure they thought of that ahead of time. Yeah. Ow! Ow! Oh no! We're literally 2 minutes in and I'm already demonstrating how busted the combat of this game is. I wasn't even trying to. It happened again! It happened anyway! The attack was already hitting him! And he broke out and hit me anyway! This game's great! This game is perfect! I love it! I understand why they did that, because it's like, in their heads, it's, you know, this will help to endear the audience to these new characters. This will help to endear the audience of this game to these guys by saying, they're just like the characters you already like. But I really think that it was a horrible misfire, because what they say really has very little to do with their actual personalities and does nothing to define them. Does nothing to define them in their own unique, strong way. It doesn't make them feel like strong characters that you connect with. It makes you go, I don't know who these people are. They're just making me think of other people. If Terra's story had had a bit more focus, then there would have been something here, but the idea that he's obsessed with power is something that's never shown, because he never once pursues power. It's, people compare this stuff to the Star Wars prequels all the time, and honestly, the comparisons are more apt than a lot of people realize, because one of the big problems with the Star Wars prequels is that Anakin has no real reason to turn evil. Like, he kind of has, like, a bad boy streak, but ultimately, he is not, quote, tempted by the dark side. He is tricked. He is straight up tricked into being evil. It has nothing to do with, like, the temptation of power or whatever. It's not like, you know, Anakin, you could do things the normal way, or you could do things the quick and easy way and get even more powerful. It is one specific problem that he has, a very specific problem to which there appears to be only one solution, and then he takes that solution. It's bad writing in Star Wars. It's bad writing here too, where his story has virtually nothing to do with power. Terra never seeks power. It's not about that. He's seeking validation. He's seeking acceptance, if anything. He's not seeking to be more powerful. He never looks for that. He's fighting this guy as Terra, so it's like, ha, 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 Terra's final hit, right? So he hits him, bam, hits the enemy. Enemy goes into a stagger animation. Terra swings again, does some damage. Enemy does a stagger animation. Terra brings down for his swing, and it's like right here. It's like maybe 2 or 3 frames away from doing damage to this thing. And the enemy is still in its staggered animation. But spontaneously, apropos of nothing, Terra's Keyblade suddenly bounces back as if he has hit a wall, and the enemy attacks and does damage. In the middle of a combo, there were no other enemies around, nothing interrupted Terra's combo. Enemy just broke out because, who cares? Ow. Don't do that. See, that looks like luck. Man, I just took a hit off these enemies. Aren't they tough? No, they just ignore your attacks. It's bad game design. Boy, oh boy, did I learn something interesting recently. So in one of the Ultimania guides for KH2, Nomura talked about how originally Nojima, who is the screenwriter for 2, had written out a more complex, like, history detailed for Sephiroth and Cloud and Tifa. But Nomura ultimately discarded it because he thought it'd be a lot more fun for players to imagine their own nonsense. He even said, like, I wrote it in such a way that if you wanted to interpret it this way, you could imagine that Tifa was just a figment of Cloud's imagination. That's why nobody reacts to her except for Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Nobody else ever seems to react to her. And you're like, well then, if they're a figment of Cloud's imagination, then why does Sora, Donald, and Goofy react? What are you talking about, old man? What do I think of Air Bud as a summon? Hell yeah, I'm all about it, man. It's not that I'm like, guys, I'm not saying that Xehanort has no development, because he has development in this game. I'm saying that, like, I have no reason to care about the lore and his schemes. Like, there's so much time spent in Dream Drop. Think about how many total lines of dialogue are spent explaining the complex intricacies of their plan, and how all the mechanics of the time travel work, and the Xehanort possession, and what they're gonna do, and how they're gonna trigger the Keyblade War, and you learn nothing about them as people. That's the problem, is that, like, you waste all that word count on nothing of true value. Like, I love that in Union Cross, in Chi, whatever, they introduce this, like, beautiful, idyllic world that everybody lives in, and we're like, oh man, I can't wait to see this whole place get leveled. I can't wait to see this entire city get glassed. And then they're like, we will meet at the destined time, at the destined place for the war to begin, says Bearman. And I, as the viewer, was like, wait, what? What, the destined place? What are you talking about? And then everybody shows up, and it's like, here's the battlefield. What? Tall Man Vanitas says, the problem I had with the whole Union Cross thing is that I only watched back cover in 2.8, and I didn't give a crap about any of the characters. Okay, so get this, Tall Man Vanitas. If you had played Union Cross, you wouldn't have cared about the characters anyway. Because all of those, the five furry foretellers, the furry foretellers 5, they have no dialogue in the cell phone game. Whichever union you pick, you get introductory cutscene with that leader. But they all say essentially the same thing, because it's just them explaining the game to you, basically. And then much later on in the game, Ava kind of starts to become a main character, and she talks to you a lot. Then in, like, literally the final weeks, like, the last couple of story updates of the original Japanese browser version of the game, Ira and Aced, Unicorn Man and Bear Man, have a couple of lines of dialogue, and then Gula has, like, one scene, and Envy Snake Lady has nothing. Has literally nothing. She has one line of dialogue when you fight her during the Keyblade War, basically. The the fourth to last story update of the original browser version of Chi came out. And if you didn't pick Leopard Man's faction, if you didn't pick Gula as your leader, Gula will have had 0 screen time and not a single line of dialogue. Everybody thought the guy in the cloak might have been like a time-traveling Xehanort or something, but it was just the Master of Masters, a character we'd never met before, because that's how this always works in Kingdom Hearts. In, like, one of the final updates, the main characters are all standing around. Player character and Schooled are standing around, and they're like, we've got to go find Master Ava, because she'll know what to do. But we don't know where she is. She's been missing for a while. And one of the characters says, we should go talk to Master Gula. He and Ava are friends, after all. This is the first time that you've ever heard anything about this. Ava has never said anything about Gula. You've never met Gula, and even if you picked Gula as your union leader, he said interchangeable dialogue that all of the characters would have said. And this is the end of the browser game. This is like 2 story updates away from the entire thing being over. There's nothing here for you to connect with. You don't know who any of these people are. Why are you doing this? Why do you care? There's nothing here to connect with. And then they go talk to Gula, and he's like, Ava's somewhere, we're all gonna die. And then Ava's, like, on a cliff, and she's talking to Luxu, and she's like, Luxu, are you the traitor? And he pulls out a Keyblade, and it fades to black. And it comes back up, she's like, what? That's what's been going on? And he's like, yes, that's what's been going on. That is who the traitor is. And Ava goes, oh no, that's what's been going on. Oh well, then I guess we have to resign to fate and let the war happen. And I was like, what? I've been watching this stupid browser game for 3 years! And your dramatic hook is one of these guys is the traitor, and you don't tell me after 3 years? Talk about mystery box nonsense. J.J. Abrams has nothing on Union Cross. It is the worst it's ever been. It is the worst it's ever been. The absolute worst. Irredeemably bad. So Unicorn Man teleports in, and he goes, stop fighting, everybody. Stop fighting. This is completely, don't do this. Don't turn on each other like animals, even though we're all dressed up like animals. And then Bearman teleports in. And remember, the last time that we saw him, he had decided to be more mellow and more tame and work with Ira. That was the last scene that he was in. That was his whole arc. That was the only arc. That was the only arc in the entirety of the back cover film. And now, Bearman appears, and he says, don't even bother telling them not to fight, Unicorn Man. It's too late. The fighting has already begun. The war is now inevitable. We will now have to meet. He says a line that is some slight variation of literally the phrase, "We will meet at the destined time, at the destined place." So literally, the only thing that they have to do to not prevent the war is not go to the place where the war is gonna happen at the time when the war is supposed to happen. This world is so disappointing to me because it's like, as a Kingdom Hearts fan and a Final Fantasy fan, who didn't want to see young Squall and Aerith and Yuffie running around? Who didn't want to see that? I wanted to see that. I thought that was a surefire thing when this game was announced. Like my first assumption when they said prequel game 10 years in the past, I was like, great. We're gonna find out more about the Xehanort's experiments. Terra, you can do it. There you go, buddy. Wow, that was weird. Some serious input lag on that. My first thought was great. We'll find out more about the apprentices and their experiments, and we'll get to see maybe the destruction of Radiant Garden. I was like, awesome, let's go. And then I didn't see either of those things. Think about it, guys. This is the only scene in this entire game where friendship is arguably an even more important theme than it is in Kingdom Hearts 1. This is the only scene where our three heroes work together. And it ends with all three of them, Sora and Riku and Kairi, all together getting a letter that says, now it's time for all three of you to go on an adventure together. The whole series could have ended right there, but if it had continued, the only thing that I wanted was just to see the three of them go on an adventure together. It's all I wanted. Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally here, and Kairi is gonna be off in a time warp training zone with Axel, and so Riku's in hell with Mickey, and Sora's doing the same stuff he's always been doing. And they'll probably come together at the end of the game for like 2 hours and do stuff if Riku doesn't die and if Sora doesn't turn evil. Yeah, I want the stuff that happens immediately after this game, absolutely. That's what I thought this game was gonna be. I thought that like whatever Terra, Aqua, and Ven would be doing in this game, like all of the events of Ansem and Xehanort running around and doing stuff on Hollow Bastion, and Kairi getting sent to Destiny Islands, and Triton going, young man, you're not from another ocean, you're from another world. I thought that was all gonna be the backdrop for whatever Terra, Aqua, and Ven were doing, but apparently, well, I guess we still don't know what happened with King Triton, but apparently all the other stuff happened right after the credits for this game rolled. It's, nah. They don't ever explain why Donald and Goofy don't remember Jensen's Tower, because they hadn't written it yet, And they forgot what they wrote last time. Laguna, if you're not familiar, is a character from Final Fantasy VIII. He was gonna run the Mirage Arena in this game, but they decided, we're putting him in Dissidia too. So let's not also put him in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, because that makes sense. That's how that works. As we be on Neverland. For the duration of our time on this world, I be using my pirate voice. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I be using the wrong deck, boys. I be using the wrong deck. I got good grinder on, not mob masher or boss basher. Oh, this must be more difficult now as a result. I forgot to change my deck again, boys. Aye, we be botching it now. Alrighty. And now we're back. We're on another sea world, but there's no pirates here, so I won't do the accent. Oh boy, oh god, this scene! Okay, let's get started. This is what annoys me, is when Kingdom Hearts fans are like, man, the Kingdom Hearts spin-offs and prequels and whatnot, they all explain so much. They don't. They offer new explanations for things that were already explained. Like people talk about Aqua giving Kairi that, like, charming her necklace or whatever, and it's like, that's how she wound up on Destiny Islands. No! In Kingdom Hearts 1, in the reports, Ansem says, since she's a Princess of Heart, if I throw her out into outer space, she should automatically be attracted to a force that can protect her, i.e. a Keyblade wielder, and he wants a Keyblade, so he uses her as a guinea pig to try and help him track down a Keyblade user. Like, it's explicit. It's right there. And then in this game, they're like, that's how she got there. You already explained it. We don't need it, like, oh, she had a charm. That explains it. It's a fantasy fictional universe. But Jacob, they explained how Mickey lost his shirt. It's crucial. I know, Dean. But the answer, the real question is, how did he get it back in Chain of Memories? Now they have to make Kingdom Hearts 0.3 an amendum passage to explain how he got his shirt back. One of the most important things there at the beginning is when he says, I never would have thought about any of this if it weren't for you, Kairi.
You've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you?
Thanks to you. If you hadn't come here, I probably would have never thought of any of this.
If you hadn't washed up on the shore one day with with amnesia and nobody knew where you came from, he says, I never would have thought about any of this. It's a big component of why he thinks that he's in love with her, because he's super interested. Like, they've been friends for a long time, obviously, but he's like, he probably in some way has this kind of like obsession with her almost. She like completely altered his worldview, right? This is a really key component of the entire story. It's super important, and now it's like, I heard an urban legend about a guy who left once, and then some weirdo with hammer pants showed up and said, hey, other worlds are real. Here's a magical sword. One day you'll be a Jedi. I love that they pretend for 5 seconds that there's some kind of process to this, like you have to say this incantation and present it in a certain way, and then Kairi like lightly grazes the hilt of Aqua's, and it's like, that's the explanation, guys. That's how she has a Keyblade. It's like, you explain nothing. How did Riku get it, and how did he know to give it to Kairi? It's like, oh guys, Birth by Sleep explains everything. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't! None of these games explain anything! I thought that this game explained Roxas and Ven, and then Dream dropped this and said, nah! Yeah, so we got the Keyblade for that world, and then immediately after we got the Keyblade for that world, we got handed another better Keyblade. Not only did we get handed another better Keyblade, we got handed the canon Keyblade. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to use Pixie Petal when I could be using Ends of the Earth. Why didn't I get a D-Link with Riku? You can't D-Link with minors, says Dakota. You can D-Link with the 7 dwarves, they're minors. Zing! Boom! Comedy gold! Ericus sits around and runs this castle, but he's teaching 3 kids. So what is his job other than the successor? That's a term right there, it never comes up again. Ericus is the successor, so he's doing something other than teaching. And Xehanort, but like, successor doesn't mean teacher because Xehanort's also teaching. So what is the structure of the Keyblade League? What is the structure of the Keyblade Order? We don't know. Look at that. That's a lot. It sure will be epic when we finally see this war go down in all of its glory. When we see people this powerful doing cool stuff, I can't wait to see that.
He tried to hurt Ven.
He tried to kill Ven. He tried to kill Ven! He tried to kill him! Say the word kill! They talk about killing all the time in Disney movies. I killed Mufasa. Zootopia, they're like, well, after I kill you and killed this person, then that'll be great. Then everything will be good. Oh, he killed that person. That's too bad that worked out that way. Incredibles! Incredibles, that's exactly what it was. I just watched it. They talk about killing in The Incredibles constantly. They say kill like 12.5 times. Death, kill, murder, maim, destroy, conquer. Kill them all! It's Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. It's Xehanort's Heartless. It's the guy that you know. Everything is linking together, and I'm just like, but Xehanort wouldn't say this. Balance. You think there's supposed to be a balance between all things. He wouldn't believe that all worlds come from darkness and also end. Like, Ansem, Seeker of Darkness's whole thing was he thinks that light is super stupid and gay, and that darkness is the hypest and the most awesomest, and isn't it great? Come over to my frat house, we've got lots of darkness there. It's virtually the complete opposite of Xehanort's character. Yes, the only reason that he didn't call it Kingdom Hearts 0 was because he said, you know, I don't see many movies or video games with the word bye in the title. I'd really like to make something with the word bye in the title. That was it. That's the motivation. To which I have an easy solution. Change the name of Coded to Concealed by Code. And then you're done. And you call this 0, and way more people buy it, and way more people understand that it's important to the canon, instead of going, yeah, Birth by Sleep, woo, I'll never play that. I think my big problem from the get-go with the new 7 Princesses of Heart thing, there's a couple of them. Number one, it's like, well, if they're just new characters, then there's no real narrative point to that. They could have just told a story with the original characters, but they were like, no, we want more We want more variety. So we're gonna just change up who they are now, which doesn't really, like, why? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that?
Maybe she's one of the 7 pure lights we need. The new 7 hearts.
And you see people going on forums for like years, having these big discussions about the lore, trying to figure out what's going on in Kingdom Hearts. For some people, they've dedicated a huge chunk of their life to learning this series, to studying it, trying to understand exactly how it all works, right? The problem then becomes, well, what was the point of me devoting all my time and energy to trying to learn the story of Kingdom Hearts if they can just change it for completely arbitrary reasons? Like, there's no real reason that they're new people now. It's just because we said, who cares? This rule that has been a steadfast rule of the entire Kingdom Hearts series since 2003, that these are the 7 Princesses of Heart, and now just spontaneously, bam, there's 7 new Princesses of Heart because we decided we wanted to have different ones for the next game so we could have more world variety? So why do I care? My point is that this series demands research and like borderline academic study to understand everything that's going on, and people have devoted so much time and energy, so much love and affection to this series and trying to learn how it works. And doing that just seems like such a slap in the face to me, because it's like, you know, all the time that you have dedicated to learning this series, all the time that you've devoted to as a hardcore fan, to learning how Kingdom Hearts works over the last 2 decades, screw it, it never mattered. Screw you, F you, doesn't matter, we changed it. That seems like really, really insulting to your core fan base to me. If the things that you've spent 10 years trying to base your opinions on just can vanish into thin air, that's not, I can't imagine that's satisfying to anybody who's into this kind of stuff. Wait, hold on, were there even Abounding Crystals available? I have to get one first, don't I? I have to get at least one Abounding Crystal before it's added to the store, don't I? Oh, why? And then at the beginning of days, wow, Roxas sure does act like somebody with a heavily damaged heart who's got a lot of light and darkness inside of him, who's really trying to sort out who he is. It's like, wow, I wonder why Roxas acted like a zombie when other nobodies apparently don't really do that. Wow, I wonder why Roxas was all emotional even though other nobodies aren't. Wow, it's perfectly explained. And then Dream Drop Distance kicks down the door and says, herp derp, all nobodies have hearts now. But wait, Dream Drop Distance, didn't you just do a whole game with a whole character where the entire point was to explain why Roxas was the way that he was? I don't know, I forgot. I wrote it, but like, I huffed some bath salts and I really just don't remember anything after that. If Birth by Sleep hadn't ended with, we're gonna rescue everybody, if Dream Drop Distance hadn't existed, and Kingdom Hearts 3 had just come out, and it was like, Sora, all the bad guys are coming back, you need to rescue these people. And and Jensen just hands them the list, and it says Roxas, Xion, Aqua, Terra, and you're like, and you as a fan, you're like, oh, I'm getting excited! And you have no, like, 8-year build-up to that. You just boot up Kingdom Hearts 3, and that happens, and you have a 40-hour story that you play through. You don't need to subvert expectations necessarily. I mean, you can, but you don't need to. Now it's like everybody has spent so much time thinking of all the good ways that this could play out, all of the worst ways that this could play out. So subverting expectations just means going so far into left field, completely breaking Aqua's character arc to surprise people, because otherwise it's like, yep, I called what was gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2010. It's so bad. Like, the basic fundamental premise of Kingdom Hearts 3 is completely broken because they spent like 3 games pointing to the WrestleMania sign that is Kingdom Hearts 3. Get hype, everybody. This is what's gonna happen. And then they spent 8 years after Birth by Sleep for it to come out, which means they can't actually ride what should have been first act setup, because we read the first act 8 years beforehand, so now we have to subvert that setup somehow. So what was the point of the setup? It's actually the worst. It is actually the worst. And somehow Vexen is just magic and can see that Ventus is a Prince of Heart. Like, they just did that as foreshadowing, but it's like, well, now I'm like, well, how did Vexen know that? But how did he know that? How did he know? See, he can just see it. He's magical. Which then raises even more questions when you read the Ansem reports in Kingdom Hearts 1, and Ansem is like, I have chosen a girl. I don't yet know if she's one of the Princesses of Heart. I don't know if she yet possesses the power, but I will know soon after I conduct my experiment and throw her into the galaxy. And it's like, well, apparently, Xehanort pretending to be Ansem, you had a dude on your squad who can just see that. So why do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? For you, Aqua, I'm gonna be a good friend and go and find Terra and be a supportive friend. You're a jerk, Aqua. And Aqua's like, oh no, how am I losing my friends? How is this happening?
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
The thing that makes it interesting and creates drama is the character's reaction. Do they rise to the occasion and make themselves into something in the wake of their family's death? Or do they shrink back in fear and depression? It's hard to say, seeing as Ienzo here never opens his damn mouth. Terra! Terra!
Take me with you.
How did I get so small? Man, we have to cut out the Final Fantasy characters from Kingdom Hearts 3 to make time for interesting characters like Zaldin and Lexaeus. We have to resolve all of the business of all these characters have their own problems we have to resolve in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like Zaldin and Lexaeus. You're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. I hate your guts. Yeah, whatever, that's what your mom said last night. What does that even mean? I don't know. You wanna hang out tomorrow and play Gran Turismo? Yeah, man. See you then. I sure do love Birth by Sleep, but my commands take 6 hours to come out, so anybody can knock me out of them, and then it burns the command anyway. Xehanort killed JFK so he could get Nixon elected, who, of course, was Norded. It all makes sense now. Now it's all coming together, guys. Sora, go and stop the nobodies. They are evil. We don't know what they're doing, but they must be stopped because they don't look like us. Trump is just another Xehanort. Of course, it all makes sense. Thank you, Xehanort. Very cool. The things we're gonna do together are gonna be huge. Builds be reminding me, so be Fidelio. We be on Neverland, so Cap and Jacob be back. Aye, now my energy be rushing back through me veins. Alright, what we be melding next, mateys? We must be melding more of our treasures together. Sitting on 2 Thundaras. But we might not be getting what I want, because freeze rain and melding it with a Thundara, that get me a G. What of my cure situation? I'll take the Thunder Boost. I forgot to change out my Shotlocks too. I be sitting on flyers and blizzards I'm no doing nothing with. H-type command grant me EXP Walker. I be making a lucky strike, perhaps. Holding 2 Curas together for a Kiraga. I be not using strike rate. I have a better option. I could make a dark screen, but command I be making attack haste. Zara, Thundara, and we be maxed on Thunder. Oh, I be having 4 Thunder Surges. I be making combo F boost. We be set now. I be back. It be the crocodile what took Hook's hand.
Stay away from me!
I don't think so.
And now we be loading. This be feeling more and more like a crash with every passing second. What was the last time I saved? Mateys, much like me second boat, I believe Birth by Sleep has crashed. What was the last time? I believe the last time I saved was on Deep Space. We be rebooting. Man, those speedrunners, what are they complaining about? I haven't had any crashes. They must be making it up. To quote Bloody Biscuit, you win this round, game. Yes, Bobcat, you came back to... In a way, Bobcat, you've missed nothing. In a way, you have missed nothing. That's something. God, all that work! The gameplay I don't care about. The time spent in the stupid melding menu. They hate the melding system so much. I be not saving. I realize me mistake. I forgot to save. Yes, Christopher, I see now you be telling me to save, but I forgot. We be hoping for a lack of crashes.
Could just put what we treasure in there instead, if you wanna.
Go!
Instead of filling it up with jewels.
Adam Ansari makes a great point. I forgot about that. Donald and Goofy totally see the photo of Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Because when people are like, oh, they planned this all out ahead of time, and it's like, no, they didn't. Just, the only reason Mickey doesn't see Terra is because they're like, oh yeah, he's supposed to see Xehanort later. If Mickey had never seen Xehanort, then he would have seen Terra. If Mickey had met Roxas, then he wouldn't have met Ven. They would have just adjusted the story as necessary. But you're totally right. Donald and Goofy 100% look straight at a photograph of Roxas. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this. I cannot believe that. I can't believe that they literally just go, yeah, the Greek letter is Chi, but screw it. We're gonna pronounce it Ki because that fits in with our stupid naming conventions and we're clever. I love the name of Kingdom Hearts Chi. Kingdom Hearts X, Kingdom Hearts Kai, the original browser game, right? Because it's like Kingdom Hearts and then the letter Kai, right? And then in brackets is the word Chi, C-H-I. So first of all, I have never in my life seen another like entertainment property that had to include, like you see in a dictionary, pronunciation instructions on how to say the title of the game. And not only that, but Chi is not the correct pronunciation. It is incorrect both by the internal standards of the series, and it's incorrect by the standards of reality. Some say Kai, but the meaning is the same. Then why don't you say Kai? Why do you say Ki? So we have no idea what you're saying unless we can read the subtitles. Because, dude, isn't it clever? Isn't that cool? How we're saying Keyblade, but we're actually saying something else. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that sick?
Death. A letter that spells endings.
He just said death. He just said death, guys. So I watched a movie a couple of days ago. I watched Moana for the first time. I hadn't seen it yet. I got to see Moana. In that movie, they say die, kill, death, like a dozen times. The grandmother dies, and they're talking about the island is dying. People make jokes when they fall into the realm of monsters, and Moana misses like bounces off of Maui's back, and she just falls down into a crevice, and he's like, yep, she's dead, and he walks away. Joke, she's like, what do we have to do to get in here? And Maui's like, a human sacrifice. Just kidding. Don't be so serious about everything. They say the word death and dying constantly in that, but in Kingdom Hearts, it's like, oh no, he'll disappear. Where is Riku in Kingdom Hearts 2? That whole scene where he's like, I looked everywhere for you, Riku. People are like, oh, he's gay, look at him. He thought that Riku was dead, but they never say that. He's just like, I wonder if Riku's okay. I wonder where Riku is. Oh no, something happened to Riku? Roxas says, Riku. I defeated a Riku once. And Sora's like, you what? He was supposed to say, I killed a Riku once. These games won't, like, it's not like it's a censorship thing because he just said death. But I don't know, maybe they're just like, this is a kid's game, so we'll keep it vague. But it's like, this is not a kid's game. Moana is a movie for little girls. This is a video game series for teenage boys and man-children who spend hours on the internet reading lore and stupid nonsense, and they're like, he's gonna disappear. Oh no, something bad might happen. Oh no, he was defeated. The Heartless are gonna keep hurting people. Do you mean killing them, Goofy? People are debating back and forth on this still, and it's pointless. Cause like, again, yeah, like the screenwriter can just make up whatever. So it's like, yeah, oh, like Ericus should have died, quotation marks, but like he was close enough to Terra that before he died, oh, his heart went into Terra's body. That's canon, that happened. What about Xion? Well, Xion was a replica in the first place, so what even was she? oh, her data is inside of Sora, so she can come back. Like, who cares? I so don't care, man. I super don't care. And like, oh, I planned this all along in time travel, but you were hasty and over-eager with your plan in Birth by Sleep, when in Birth by Sleep it's presented as if you planned everything perfectly ahead of time. Also, why should I be threatened by you, old man? I've killed you 6 times. He's not even, like, so insanely smart. Xehanort's a moron. I could have done this. I could have done this better than him easily. Because I've already complained about this. Why did they introduce this whole structure, this whole organization, and tell us nothing about them when it's like the most important thing ever? When they're gonna, in the next game, in Dream Drop Distance, they're gonna build a whole arc around Riku going, am I worthy to use the Keyblade? I don't know, Riku, because apparently they hand these things out willy-nilly, and the people who had rules, all of them were assholes who all died, and Sora, who had no rules, saved the universe. So I really don't know, Riku. I think you're probably worthy to use the Keyblade, more worthy than anybody else in this game who has one. The fact that corridors of light exist makes my head hurt. Yeah, that one also, that one's really weird. Like, why, if you can make corridors of light, why are you even flying around on your glider things? Like, what? Here it comes, guys. Hold on. Here it comes, everybody, here it comes.
Really? You would rather die than use the power. Feckless real fight.
Hell yeah, there it was!
If I must...
The fact that Vanitas already has Haley Joel Osment's voice, and the fact that Vanitas looks like Sora at all makes no sense, because Ven doesn't make a connection with Sora until after Vanitas has already been split from him. Vanitas does have the face mask on and the body armor, so it's entirely possible he has not taken Sora's form yet, but he still has Haley Joel Osment's voice there. And also, again, he shouldn't be able to take Sora's form, period, because Ven doesn't connect with Sora until after Vanitas is his own creature. Exactly, Dirk. All he has to say is, no, I'm not fighting you there. And then it's over. And then it's literally over. That's it. Jordan Rutherham proposes that Sora actually looks and sounds like Vanitas, not the other way around. If that was true, I would quit the entire franchise forever. The idea that the main character is determined by a reject B-list villain from a spin-off that came out like 8 years after the first game, that would be infuriating. But also, again, by the time that Sora doesn't look like, God, no, that doesn't make any sense. He's connecting with Ven after Ven has been separated from Vanitas. But then the problem is the series will turn around and go, screw you, we changed it. Like, there's no point in trying to learn this series, because as soon as you do, they'll go, hey, guess what? The 7 Princesses of Heart, new 7 princesses, except for Kairi. She's still one, but now there are 6 other new ones. No reason. I mean, we'll make up a reason, but even though since 2003, it's been these guys. We know this is already in canon, but screw it, whatever. Like, Anna's gonna be a Princess of Heart, and she's not even gonna notice that she changed. Because whatever, we need more variety in the structure of the plot or whatever. We don't want to focus on different characters this time around. Well, screw it. You may have wasted the last 15 years of your life trying to learn all of the details of this series, trying to work out what's going on, but forget it, we changed it. We just changed it because we felt like it. We don't care. They don't care. Like, who is this series for? Is it for people like me who care about the characters? Apparently not, because the characters are completely different people from game to game. Is it for people who want to puzzle together the lore? Who want to figure out what's going on in this series? Apparently not, because the lore can be completely changed from game to game. Is it for people who like Disney? Apparently not, because the Disney stuff is practically disregarded and thrown to the side haphazardly in some of these games. Is it for people who like cool boss fights and cool gameplay systems? Apparently not, because only half the games have good combat systems and good boss fights. So who is this game for? These games are for Kingdom Hearts fans. That's the whole problem. And I don't even say this as like, grr, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, I'm mad that it's not servicing me. I'm saying this from the perspective of, this is a stupid business decision. They could be making so much more money but they're making games that aren't for anyone. Who's this series for now? It's for hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans who like to just keep juggling, right? Like, to enjoy this stuff, you've got to get in there and be in there long enough that you can just be like doing the conspiracy board in your head, right? And you have to be able to pull intrinsic value from that with no potential payoff at any point down the line. And I think the problem is that a lot of people who are doing that, they do think everything's going to be explained in Kingdom Hearts 3. I can't wait for all of the questions to be answered in Kingdom Hearts 3. And they won't be. They won't be because the people writing these games don't realize the plot holes they've created. They don't recognize their own intrinsic narrative problems. So it's a fool's errand at this point. Terra gets to fight Xehanort, Ventus gets to fight Vanitas, and Aqua gets to fight Braig. Wondering who Braig is? So's Aqua. Like, look at that. He said, he just wanted me to buy some time, and I'd say I did it. And then Vanitas shows up and attempts to just kill Aqua. What was Braig buying time for? He was buying time for someone else to just kill Aqua? Look! He's just gonna kill her! He's just gonna kill Aqua! Why? Why didn't Braig just kill her with his sniper rifle? Super Saiyan! Oh, what a game! What a video game! They fight, and the Keyblade appears, and then they fight some more, and Ven wins, and the Keyblade goes away. What? I thought that the fact that they were fighting was gonna make the Keyblade, and then they fight more, and that he's like, our union must be complete, we must become one, right? Like, that was his implication or whatever? Didn't they just become one again? Like, if Vanitas had beat Ven, then Ven would have faded away, and the Keyblade would have shattered, and the same thing would have happened, except Vanitas would have become the dominant personality, right? Like, how does this work? Go! Starting is explaining what goes on in the light novel with Vanitas. He felt Ven's love for Terra and Aqua, which made his loneliness greater, and those feelings spawned the Unversed. Vanitas killed the Unversed, which caused him physical pain, which made him angry. Oh my gosh. That anger made more Unversed. This repeated over and over again until Vanitas nearly died. Xehanort said that the only way to escape his pain was to forge the Keyblade. That's super metal. That's awesome. That's why Vanitas was reaching desperately for the X-Blade in the last scene, because he viewed the X-Blade as his only salvation. Sure, whatever. Why wasn't that in this game, though? How much of this do you think is caused because Nomura has so many ideas, but to this day has not gotten to write anything fully original, so he keeps changing the rules of the one game that he has? That, man, that's it. Like, that's really, like, I honestly 100%, it's like, Tetsuya Nomura clearly, like, if you read interviews about Kingdom Hearts 1, he's like, I wrote this it was like, he didn't want to make what Disney was asking him to make. Because Disney wanted a really simple, like, straightforward video game movie thing. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. I want to make something more than that. But he still said, I want to make a story where a boy defeats a witch, and that's what I'm out to do. And Sakaguchi said, if you do that, people won't like it. You have to have something more so it'll appeal to Final Fantasy fans as well. So he added in the Ansem stuff, right? And then Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a little bit wilder, and Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a little bit wilder. Kingdom Hearts 2 starts to get really wild. And after that, he goes to work on Versus 13, which is an M-rated, violent, bloody game that is like, he's talking about, I don't like the way that Japanese games are written. I want to make a game that has more real psychology in it. And he's like pulling all these quotes from Shakespearean tragedies and stuff in the trailers. So it's like, man, this guy's really, he has some kind of weird vision that he is going for. And Versus 13 might have been a terrible game. Who knows? It might have been a masterpiece, it might have been terrible, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we've seen the types of games that he wants to make, and they took him off that project and said, keep doing Kingdom Hearts, and also, here's the impossible task of remaking Final Fantasy VII. Like, honestly, the guy's getting a raw deal. The guy clearly has ideas, and he's putting them into this series where they don't really fit, and so he's having to water down his own ideas to fit within this environment. But it's like, why even water them down? Just go for it. If you're gonna do it, go for it. Kill people. I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation, I think. I love that you, like, if you play this in order, you're like, oh, I can't wait to find out what that certain knowledge is that Aqua's entitled to, and then you get to Aqua's campaign, and you skip around it, and it's saved for the ending in a flashback.
What happened?
And it's nothing! It's just, oh, did you know This castle is a transformer? What? Oh, okay. I guess that was the certain knowledge. Nomura apparently came up with the idea for Recoded while drunk in a bar in one night. Birth by Sleep was an idea that originated within the company. It was a story that they wanted to tell. Days happened because Nintendo said we want a Kingdom Hearts game on DS, and they said, okay, we gotta come up with something. And Coded happened because Disney said we want a cell phone game in Japan, and they said, okay, we gotta come up with something. So I'm sure Nomura was like, God, I have to write another one? All right, whatever. And he went out to the bar and got smashed, and he was like, okay, Sora goes into the computer because, no, wait, hold on. They go into the journal. It's, yeah, we redo Kingdom Hearts 1 because there's a digital Sora inside of a computer. Yeah, okay, yeah, we sell, because we get to put Sora in the art, but we don't actually put Sora, we don't push Sora's story forward, but we get to market it as a Sora adventure with Disney characters. Yeah, and he'll find like a thing about the other new OCs that I'm writing in Birth by Sleep. Yeah, okay, whatever, that's fine, that works.
You have to bring him back.
Ericus, why don't you go?
Don't worry, Master.
I've never, wait, yeah, why, hold on, why doesn't Ericus go? Why doesn't Ericus just go? Why doesn't Ericus go? What? Okay, I don't even have context. I just saw someone said Axel, Kairi knows him as Axel, and then someone else said Kairi knows him as her kidnapper. Oh, this franchise is great. Where he's like, I'm gonna use this one more time. I'm gonna use the Corridors of Darkness one more time. And it's like, why one more? Why not like a lot more? Why can you even use them now? Is it like hard for you to do now because you're a good guy now? Or is it still easy? What's going on? Who are you? Wait, it's dangerous to fight darkness with light. Then what do you propose we fight it with? Why? Like they weren't like, they're not like, they're jerks, but they're not like actual villains in the movie. Why is it like this now?
This is what happens when you go against my wishes.
The darkness in their hearts overtook them.
No, Aqua, they exploded. Go home, Ven. I'm not taking you to McDonald's if you don't go home right now.
Ven!
I see you too wield a Keyblade.
How do you know about the Keyblade?
Because you just told her, Aqua. Because you just told me, fool. Crap. Isn't that his cape? See, look, the little, yeah, that's his Doctor Strange cape. If Philip has his cape in gameplay, that's a plot hole. Once you're defeated in the game, you're defeated in real life. There's his cape, ladies and gentlemen! Yay! All right, we're gonna have to make Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.1 a sleepy passage to explain how Philip got his cape back. So if death isn't real in Kingdom Hearts, then Hades is really the god of nothing, meaning he's actually a nobody. Bum 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 bum. I realized about midway through that process I was probably risking copyright with that. Oops. Jacob, the X-Files are known as the Chi Files. God, I'm so stupid, I forgot. I already have the ship that I want in Kingdom Hearts 3, the Black Pearl. See, where did Aqua pull this Harry Potter magic spell out of? I've cast a magic spell on you. Like, yeah, maybe like the three good fairies could do something like that, because that's how their world works. When did Aqua learn that kind of magic? See, this is what I'm talking about, where people are like, is Kairi royalty? No. Yeah, Kairi and like the former queen just wander around totally unaccompanied while there's monsters out and about. Like the guards in the previous visits were like, oh, don't be out and about, boy. The curfew is up. There's monster. They don't say curfew specifically. They're like, go home. There's monsters out and about. Yeah, but the princess is allowed to wander around, and the old senile queen just is like, oh yes, let's go pick flowers, Kairi. Kairi's grandma with Alzheimer's sees Kairi being thrown into space. Oh, look, a shooting star. How wonderful. Make a wish, my dear grandson. Kid Squall / Leon looks up at her. I'm not your grandson, old woman. It's depressing to think that the grandmother lost Kairi under such horrible circumstances and never got to see her again. I agree. It is a horrible, it is depressing to think about that, isn't it? You know what would have been more depressing? Seeing it! Well, Jacob, real Ansem wasn't the real Ansem. He was a fake Ansem who took the real fake Ansem's identity, hence why he doesn't recognize her in Kingdom Hearts 2. Of course, I should have known. I should have known. Where I lose it is that I got to use Kairi's Keyblade as some other person before I got anything else about Kairi. Before I got an actual Kairi adventure or her and Sora going off and doing things. I'm playing as some broad who gets to use Kairi's Keyblade first. Why? Why? How did we get to this point? There we go. Oh no, he's still stuck back there. Oh no, poor guy. No, he'll never get Aqua now. Oh no. And now that we've played through Aqua's campaign, I'm back around to, oh yeah, this makes even less sense than I remember it making. Because she's like, Fen, no, Terra would never do any of that. And then Maleficent is like, Terra turned evil. She's like, stop lying. And then she shows up here and she's like, Terra, why are you being evil? I've seen all the evil things that you did. I've been to the crime scenes. Terra, I've been to the future. It's a good thing that Ren gave them the passes to Disney Town before the argument broke out. But again, as I've asked previously, what are the passes for? Like, what if you just live in Disney Town? Do you need a pass to be able to go do things there? I get it. It's like it's more of like a pass to the festival, to the Million Dreams Festival. But why isn't it a pass to the Million Dreams Festival? Why is it a pass to Disney Town? The answer is because it's more like a pass to Disney World, and somebody writing the game thought that'd be cute. A lifetime passport to Disney Town. Great. Wait, how can it be a lifetime passport if the Million Dreams Festival's It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. I started saying the Disney Channel flow part before I even saw that show up in the chat. Hello, everybody, this is Jake Paul. I'm leaving Disney Channel, not because I've been fired, but because I've decided to pursue more adult acting opportunities. That'll be a real change of pace for Jake Paul, acting like an adult. Boom! Final Fantasy 15, money isn't standardized within the same country. Kingdom Hearts, money is standardized across planets. They've actually been trying to make 13 balls to defeat the 7 lights. That's what Team 10 is actually about, or whatever their stupid frat boy club of YouTubers is called. Team Chi, you guys are right. Team 10, Team Chi. Oh my gosh, it was a ploy the whole time. Jake Paul will be in Kingdom Hearts 3. They fired him from Disney, it was all a ploy. The way that she's performed and her dialogue of like, I guess it's time to kill Lady Tremaine now. Guess it's time to kill all these things. I think you and I need to have a talk. Like the idea that she's like pretending to be a good cop, but she's secretly the baddest cop. Really is too bad there are no cameras in this interrogation room, A626. Feel like telling me what I want to know yet? I gotta do the right, I can't do the bad cop voice. I gotta actually do Aqua's voice. I may not play by the rules, Chief Ericus, but god damn it, I get results. Oh yeah. Man, I love Birth by Sleep! And then the Star Wars prequels have been about like, wow. Just Aqua! Aqua!
Dr. Jumba, Experiment 626.
You're under
I've been
arrest.
authorized to take you into custody.
She's been authorized. I'm a cop, I'm a cop. I'm a big bad cop.
Stay out of it.
I guess we have to do this the hard way. This developing headcanon of evil psychopath bad cop Aqua who just acts super nice around her superiors and whatnot, but it's like, oops. Guess I lost the keys to your handcuffs and there's no security cameras inside of this interrogation room. That's really too bad for you. I'm loving this new reality. I think I like Aqua better than I ever have now that I've decided she's a complete psychopath. See, she's doing the good cop, she's doing the cop thing where she's like, I'll put in a good word with the judge for you if you cooperate. If you snitch on your friends, I'll tell the judge that you helped out and shorten your sentence.
My name is Aqua.
Remember the name! That's right, we're friends, and friends don't tell judges about what happened in the interrogation room. Isn't that right, Stitch?
Thank you so much. Who are you?
She's our queen.
And who are you exactly?
Please.
What are you doing here? Get out of my face, I'm on a case! I have a warrant. It's some good old-fashioned justice around here. That's why Dirty Aqua is here to save the day.
Enjoying it.
Eat it in front of all of us. Eat it, Aqua, eat it all right now. Eat it all like the pig you are, Copper. She's like, but guys, can I just like sit down? No, eat it now! How did the Unversed sign up for the tournament? How did the Heartless sign up for the tournament? Same problem every single one of these games has had. You just need to make a whole other spin-off game of Hercules Heartless Wrangling. It's how Hercules just goes out and throws lassos around all these guys and drags them to the tournament for the amusement of the public. And by the way, now that we're here on Neverland, it's time for the return of Pirate Cap'n Jacob. Ha 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 ha. We've defeated him, mateys. He's been defeated just like Robin Williams. Ha ha ha! Wait a minute. I just remembered something. I also remember reacting to this scene as Cap'n Jacob, which means that we flash back to this same scene on Neverland as multiple characters. Holy crap! This game is really bad. And then Vanitas' Keyblade just goes straight through Peter Pan's chest, and it shocks Aqua awake. Phase 2 begins. It is interesting. It does seem unlike Dirty Aqua to not check for a body, right, guys?
Hope we're ready for the storm that's coming.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean by that? Wait, actually, what does she mean by that? If you're playing Aqua's campaign, you don't even know that Master Xehanort is evil, or you haven't seen him. What storm do you think is... Never. Why do I bother? Why do I bother?
He's a spitting image of Ven.
I just... Why? I totally would have been fine with just, okay, let's do a new interesting story about Terra and Ven and Aqua, these new exciting characters. But they can't be new exciting characters because we constantly gotta go, look, parallels. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Think about this, guys. Think about this with me for a second here. In Kingdom Hearts 2, they introduced nobodies, right? We see 3 nobodies in that game, who we've also seen their human counterparts. Roxas, whose human counterpart is Sora, Naminé, whose human counterpart is Kairi, and Sora, kind of, and Xemnas, whose human counterpart is Labcoat Xehanort, okay? In Kingdom Hearts 2, those are the only people whose human counterparts we get to see, right? Naminé is really different because she's weird, but she has the same, like, body structure and face structure as Kairi. And Roxas follows the same logic. He has the exact same face as Sora, but different hair. And then Xemnas is so much older than Labcoat Xehanort and has a completely different hairstyle. So it is totally believable to just go, oh, so like the people's appearance changes pretty drastically when they become a nobody. Whatever, that's fine. As it turns out, the only nobodies, or the only people where we had a point of reference in Kingdom Hearts 2, those 3 were the exceptions to the rule. Every other nobody looks identical and didn't even change their hairstyle, except that Axel got tats. I hate this game! But I also love that she's giving this advice after she has explicitly failed to do the exact same thing. Shut up, Aqua, you have no authority to talk about this. And she was like, stop lying, Maleficent, and then she ran into Terra and was like, Terra, you need to stop being a jerk. And Terra was like, no, you, and left. And she was like, oh darn, how did I screw that up? There was a really talented team who was working on stuff that was getting really, really good at this, and then they got taken off of it. And now the fear is that many of the problems from these games haven't been addressed because when everybody played these games, and when like reviewers played these games, they said, these are so awesome, these play so great, what an incredible PSP game. Whereas when people played Kingdom Hearts 2, they were like, it's a button masher, it's too easy, it's so simplistic, right? That's kind of why I think people are so hard on these games now, is they're hoping that somebody somewhere will get a memo about it, but whatever.
Man, it looks like an epic battle happened here. Too bad we'll never get to see it. Are you saying that the oh my god, is that real? Is that real? The Chamber of Repose is a telepath room that gives Xehanort the ability to talk to Aqua in the Realm of Darkness? Is that real? But he only talked to her the one time. In 0.2 he talks to her once, and Rig is like, he went back there and talked to people all the time. Are we gonna find out that the certain incident that made Aqua get Norded is that Terra's ghost kept showing up because Xemnas kept going into his little man cave and talking with her telepath? This is so stupid! Oh, this is so dumb! Oh, I'm so over it. I'm so over this. Who cares? Who cares? That's the thing, is that, you know what? You know all that lore we just talked about? What does any of that mean? What does that tell me about the emotional state of any character? Nothing. This entire franchise is a complete has a dearth of emotion. There's nothing to care about. Nobody learns anything. Nobody grows. There's no conflict. There's just things that happen. There's 20,000 different magical loops that everybody jumps through all the time to make things occur. But nobody cares about anything. There's no passion. Kingdom Hearts 1 is about Sora and Riku getting mad at each other because they're meanie heads. It's about the idea that when you grow up, the people who were your best friend, you might grow out of touch with them because they might grow up to be an asshole. It's about what being an adult means. Riku thinks that being an adult means getting what he wants when he wants it and being mature and being in charge, and he has a skewed idea of what it means to be an adult. Sora wants to be a kid, and yet he becomes a better adult because he's more responsible and more caring, and he's willing to do what's right and take care of people. And so he becomes an adult even when he doesn't want to be, because Riku's perception of what it means to be an adult is skewed. And that was a story that was told, that was relatable, that I cared about. And now we're spending 5 games piecing together how the zombified body of a possessed dude can become a ghost and talk with another girl in hell, and it doesn't mean anything because it's all in service of her turning into a bad guy arbitrarily, not because of anything that has to do with her character arc or her feelings or what happens to her, but just because the script said, and then she gets shot with a make her evil ray from a Saturday morning cartoon, and so she's evil now, so buy our game and post about it on Twitter and Tumblr. This franchise is trash. Why should I care about anything? Why should I care about anything in this franchise? This is where it all falls apart. All of the lore, all of the magic was in support of something. Now it's nothing. It is the most complex story of all time. It is the most complex story that anybody has ever told. And it is all in service of good guys punching bad guys. Nothing. This complexity is meaningless. You can spend 6 years of your life, waste a decade trying to figure out what all this stuff means, and it means nothing. It means good guys go and punch bad guys. God! I mean, what? It's build. So like we started with a plot point from 2, right? That means nothing. It never went anywhere. That was buy the PSP game. Look, it's the armor from the secret ending. Woo! Buy our game. Jacob, why do you like Kingdom Hearts 1 and like? Why don't you like the series anymore? Because it's not about anything. It's that simple. It's like, it's not because it's super complicated or doesn't make any sense, it's because it's not about anything. It's that. This could be as complex as it wanted if it had something to say, but it doesn't. The only important question. So, Jacob, are you excited for Kingdom Hearts 3? No. And I haven't been. Since Dream Drop Distance. And this is getting ahead of myself. This is getting way ahead of myself. There's one moment in Dream Drop Distance that encapsulates everything that is wrong with this franchise. Everything that is wrong with caring about this franchise. The disdain that the people who make this franchise must have for their own fan base. The last 5 hours of Dream Drop Distance are just a joke. I was laughing my ass off for pretty much the entire time, because it was just so bad. Kingdom Hearts 2, the ending of the game, as you're going through the world that never was, right?
Every single line of optional dialogue that Kairi has is some variation of, no more, I've had it, I'm gonna do this with you guys. She gets a sword. You're like, okay, alright, that's neat. Kairi got a sword, whatever. Birth by Sleep rolls round. Blank points, plays. Riku's like, Sora, it's time to go to the next game. And he's like, okay. And he looks at Kairi and goes, Kairi, I'm sorry, it's just, they really need me. I have to go. And Kairi's like, here's my lucky charm. Later. And I was like, what? What? That doesn't make sense. She wouldn't do that. That runs contrary to everything that I know about this character. She would never do that. She would not do that. Okay. So, Dream Drop Distance rolls around. What was this super dangerous mission that Kairi could not accompany them on? They are sitting in a room going on an Inception training mission. Wouldn't that be the perfect time to bring her along? Especially considering that the game opens with Yen Sid going, ah, yes, Xehanort is probably going to be back soon if he isn't already back, and he's super evil. He'll probably target the 7 Princesses of Heart, because that's what evil people do, right? So why would you leave Kairi sitting alone on a rock instead of having her sit in Yen Sid's office, which is debatably the most secure room in the entire universe, seeing as it is occupied by Yen Sid, Mickey Mouse, Donald, Goofy, and on and off, Riku and Sora? Seems like a poor tactical decision, especially when you consider that Xehanort could have been the good guys, handily, in Dream Drop Distance. And while Sora and Riku were in the Sleeping Realm, he could have just gotten his 13 guys together. He didn't need Sora to be a 13 guy. He could have just found some dude. Hey, dude, do you like power? Who, me? Yeah, you. Oh, man, I love some power. Hey, listen, if you really like power, I could give you power. I just gotta shove this heart inside your chest. Aw, sweet, I'll take power. Blech. Now I'm half Xehanort. Whatever. We got our 13 dudes. All the 13 dudes can just go around, grab all the Princesses of Heart. When they get to Kairi and she tries to fight back, just break her legs. Take her, go to the other side of the galaxy, where there's nobody around, and just make the Keyblade and win. And Yen Sid is sitting in his office going, Sora and Riku have been in Inception for a while, and I can't track their location. This isn't suspicious at all. Wait, what's that? Oh, the apocalypse. Done! I already won. Xehanort's an idiot. I could have won immediately. But anyway. So I'm like, so why the heck isn't Kairi here? Whatever. Question mostly leaves my mind. Dream Drop Distance continues. Stupid things happen. It was wonderful. Good for a couple laughs. We finally get to the secret ending. In Kingdom Hearts, the secret endings have set a precedent, you see. Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, the secret endings are the most incredible movies that you've ever seen. They're like Monty Oum films with a budget. How many people have seen the Deep Dive movie and the Birth by Sleep movie who haven't even played Kingdom Hearts? How many views did low-res uploads of the Birth by Sleep cutscene have on YouTube from the PS2 days, right? Of people trying to up-res that crap to HD. Those cutscenes are so incredible, so legendary. Everybody loves them to death. Every other game in the series, the secret cutscene, some incredible, meaty plot bomb, right? You got Birth by Sleep, which is like a 10-minute long cutscene of man in the next game. All of these characters, Sora's gonna save all of them. Literally nothing happens in Coded, but the secret ending is still the most important thing ever. Oh my gosh, Xehanort is coming back. Whoa. Such a huge precedent for this. You get to the secret ending of Dream Drop Distance. Donald and Goofy are sitting there. Oh, I'm Goofy. Oh, I wonder when Riku's gonna get back from that secret mission that Yen Sid sent him on. I don't know, that secret mission is probably pretty important. Oh, hey, Riku. Wait a second, who's that with you? Whoa! Fade to black. Lights come back up. Mickey and Yen Sid are conferring on important matters. Mickey, we will have to defeat Yen Sid and yeah, whatever. Mickey, we must be ready to fight against Xehanort. Oh, but who are we gonna get to help us fight against Xehanort? I don't know. Riku walks in. Hello, Master Yen Sid.
I got the person that you sent me to go get, but I really don't know why you asked me to get this person, even though he gave her a Keyblade! Oh, who you got? Whoa! That person? Oh, it just come to my attention that you also have a Keyblade. It is time for you to start training. Camera turns, pan up, it's Kairi. Bam! Smash cut, reconnect Kingdom Hearts. Boom, 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 boom! Buy Kingdom Hearts 3! The most blatantly obvious thing in the history of video game franchises. The thing that everybody has expected to happen since 2006. And now, in Dream Drop Distance in 2012, in the secret ending, which we have a precedent in Kingdom Hearts of these secret endings being the biggest deal ever, we need some kind of twist, because all of these cutscenes have some kind of twist, some kind of reveal. What can we reveal that will be super cool for fans, that'll be super awesome and tight? I know, wouldn't it be cool if we teased that Kairi is finally gonna fight, like we spent the entirety of the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 teasing? That would be a really cool twist in our twist secret endings that always have these awesome twists or incredible fight scenes. But wait a second. Doesn't her not going along and not being there completely violate not only the internal logic of what the characters would and wouldn't do, but also completely invalidate basically everything that her character is and the only stated things that she wants? This main character of the entire franchise, who spent the entirety of the back fifth of Kingdom Hearts 2 repeatedly saying, this is my main motivation, wouldn't we just have to say that she, didn't care about that anymore? Who cares? It's much more important that we have a cool scene, that we have a cool twist that will surprise fans, than it is that we have consistent characterization and people that you can understand and relate to. Much more important that we have a cool twist that will shock and surprise fans the world over with this information that they have known about and have been anticipating since 2006. Why, as a Kingdom Hearts fan, should I waste my time caring about this franchise, becoming invested in its characters, dedicating so much of my headspace and my heart to these people, to these fictional things, if they can arbitrarily become completely different people because it facilitates our completely stupid, asinine desire to constantly surprise fans with unexpected things, even when the unexpected things make no sense or even aren't that unexpected? Why should I care? Why should I waste any time caring about this? So no, I'm not excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, because I realized in that moment there was no reason to be excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, because all of the things that I like about this series, lore, gameplay, characters, story, any of the things that I may enjoy can be gone in a second, and it doesn't matter. The people making the series haven't even changed. It's still the same creative director, and it doesn't matter, because Nomura has said, when I write, I try to write twists that surprise even myself. I guess at the expense of his own internal logic and character writing and everything else. So why? Why should I care? Why should I waste my time caring if they don't? Whatever their professed character motivations are or aren't can just change at the drop of a hat because we decided that it would be surprising if they weren't like that anymore. Man, weren't you surprised when Aqua was suddenly Xehanorted, when she got Norded? Weren't you shocked by that, guys? Despite the fact that this game ends with her being trapped in the realm of darkness and going, oh, I'm trapped in the realm of darkness, and I'm sad, I don't know how long I can go on for, and then the things shoot through and she's like, Terra, Ven, you're still out there, I'm gonna keep going and stay strong. Then they did an entire game called 0.2, where she's like, oh, I'm in the realm of darkness, and I'm sad, and I don't know how long I can go on for, and she goes on a little depressing journey, and she realizes, oh, but I'll stay strong because I can keep on fighting. Okay, that was the exact same arc you went on before, so I don't know why we needed to do this, but whatever. Aqua is strong. She has resolve, and she can keep it together even in the most trying of times. But no, she's evil now. Because screw you. Who cares? Who cares? Did you care about Aqua? Why don't you go ahead and go lose it on Twitter for us, for all. Go lose it on Twitter and Tumblr and YouTube comments, screaming about how Aqua got Norded. Please do our marketing for us. Please be shocked by this twist that we put in a trailer. Unlike trying to learn history or science, it can just change. You could spend years of your life trying to learn this and predict what's going to happen next in Kingdom Hearts 3, and it doesn't matter because it'll just be whatever. You could devote yourself to trying to learn the combat system of Kingdom Hearts 2, getting really good at playing it. But it doesn't matter because every single game is going to have a completely different combat system. You could really get into these characters that you care about and these stories that you're invested in. But it doesn't matter because to surprise you, they will make the last story that you heard with them arbitrary and irrelevant, as if it never happened. Because if we just ignore the internal consistency of the series, that will surprise you, right? So why should I care? That's it. That's it. Now we're done.